Yeah. What's your policy for corrections? Like, do they need to show their?
Who is it? That sounds about right.
Well, so this last one, she's writing correct answers over her old work. So I said I'm not going to give you credit because you can't read it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But for the other ones, like, I don't know if she has an answer here. She just has good memory when it's graded.
Well, usually we grade each other's, and those would have been graded while we were in class. And I stopped doing that grading altogether like that because of the fact that some of these students were writing the answers down and just turning it in that way, right? Some of you.
Well, I gave them the benefit of the doubt, except.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them do work on something different, and then but they're supposed to show it on their page. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
direction they should show.
Be a good teacher, Timothy. You would be a great teacher. Going through your envelope, there's a lesson here. It has no lesson number. Oh, yeah, it does. It's on the back. Never mind.
Nothing. I don't know.
Still waiting for some people to come in here. You know what? We're going to start without them. They don't want to show up on time. Alina, oh, no, not Alina. Hold on. Who was that? Oh, David. And I don't know who this was now. David. This thing that you didn't do any more notes. You just wrote what I told you. You're supposed to write more notes and then turn it in. So turning it in to me isn't done. So I'll send it back a picture of it, and then you need to get that done though, because that's what we're supposed to work on today. Then there's somebody else here who didn't put their name on theirs, but I think it might be Schlocks. He's not here, is he? All right. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let's do language first. All right, so we're going to talk about doing outlines, and this is going to be your assignment, and some of you are going to miss out on that. And by the way, let's see, Yuri, when you're done here, when we're done with our class, I need to talk to you today. Okay, so don't leave right away. And then Shock is the other one, but he's not here right now. And Ella, you too. Today, beforehand, I need to talk to you guys individually. All right, so on page number 212 was your assignment, 211 and 212. So let's talk about that first. We'll check those. And I did tell you that was for points. Oh, hold on, here comes Nathan. And so on 211, make sure we're being honest about it, what you got, what you didn't get. All right, so it says, please notice 4 facts copied incorrectly and 2 names misspelled. So there's 6 things there, points per thing. So, all right. So on the first one is on that page 211, and that was on number 2. She put 1735, and it should be 1753. Hold on. And so that should be, so that should be the thing, 1753 instead of 1735 on number 2. If these of you are just coming in, guys got to be here on time, please. Okay, we're already started. It's on page 211 in language. The assignment you were assigned yesterday. Did anybody not do it? Okay, so if I ask you to show it to me, you're going to show me it right now. Go ahead and, David, let me see yours.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, I see several hands. So Yuri, you didn't do it?
Because on number 8 right here, I couldn't like change it into my own words.
Why couldn't you change it in your own words? You don't have your own words?
Because I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, I think you need to work a little harder, Yuri, and we'll have a discussion about that afterward. Okay, what about you, Elijah? You have your hand raised here for some reason. Microphone. Oh, got it. Go ahead.
I tried, but I tried to do it, but I couldn't find where to like find the word, the place.
What are you talking about?
Where it's from.
Ma'am, sir, it says right there on number 2 on page 211, we covered this yesterday. It says, Tamika also used some of the author's words, rewrite the underlined sentences. We talked about that. That was the exact words from the article. And there's no way you couldn't find it if you actually looked for it because it's right there in the article. So that's not a good excuse. And neither is Yuri, you didn't do yours at all?
No, I did some of it.
Then the part that you didn't do will be counted as 0 on that part, okay? Who else didn't do it? I see somebody, David raised his hand. Anybody else not do it? Okay, but let me see them then, all right? Let me see yours, Tejas. Go ahead and hold it up to the screen. Both page 211 and 212. So that's, well, you just wrote it on a separate piece of paper. Okay, that's fine. How about you, Giselle? You're good, Tejas.
I don't have it yet.
I'm sorry?
What are we doing again?
211 and 212.
Um,
So just show me up to the screen. Just let me see your book. Okay, gotcha, Ella. You didn't do it either? Say yes or no? All right. Look, I'll tell you what. All those that didn't do it, all right, I'm going to give you one more day. And then we're going to cover the math lesson, and that's going to be it for today. All right, but listen, this is getting ridiculous. I know, Nathan, what?
My mom sent a picture. Sent a picture of it too. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I know that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that there are several people that just don't want to do their work. And so it's affecting everybody, not just yourselves. Okay. But it's going to be affecting you guys here very shortly as you guys Anyway, let's look at calculating area of rectangles because that's what our next lesson is. We'll cover that. And then I'm gonna, tomorrow you'll have basically a double assignment for language. And so it'll be a long day for that, but you have a test in math, so that won't matter too much anyway. So have some extra time to do it. So I'm gonna show you on this, the area of a rectangle, which is actually pretty easy to figure out. All right, so you have a rectangle. Let's say this is 6 inches and this is 3 inches. So what we're looking at here is we're trying to figure out how many square inches would cover that area. And so the idea is this. We have 3 this way. We have 6 this way. Now my drawing's not very good, but you get the understanding of what we're talking about. Here's square 1, square 2, square 3, square 4, square 5, square 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, thankfully, you don't need to, you don't have to actually make little squares because if you have 100 times 1,000, that would take a little bit of time, okay? Here's the way that you do it. You take your 3 inches, which is called your width, by the way. This is the width. The width is going this direction is your width. So anytime it asks you for the width, you know that that's what it's talking about, not side to side. Side to side is the length. But anyway, you take your width, you multiply by the length, and then you get 18. Now, the reason that we have square inches, because square inches, which is written like that, that's called square inches. Don't do it like this. And don't put SQIN. Even though that's what they do in the book, don't do that. I want you to learn right away the proper way to write it, and that is by doing it this way. Okay? Square inches. What that means is, just like 2 squared means, well, no, let me do something different. 3 squared, so look here on the bottom. See where it says 3 squared? Everybody see that? Okay, so 3 squared then means 3 times itself twice. So you take this number, you multiply it times itself, so 3 times itself this many times. That's what that means. You guys have done this already before, right? Okay, so you understand that. But it's not 3 times 2. It's 3 times 3, 2 times, because as it says. So if it says, let me make some space here. Hold on. All right. So if it says 3 to the 4th power, that means 3 times itself. How many times?
4 times.
4 times. So it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. By the way, these little dots in the middle, you guys aren't used to it. It means multiplication. And there's a reason why. But right now, we're not going to worry about that. That's what this means as well. It's 3 times 3. Okay, so you see there on this particular part here, it means 3 times itself 4 times. Okay, Nathan, go ahead.
So is that like a better way to figure out like larger numbers?
It is. Yeah, it is. And you'll deal with using what's to the 3rd power, it's called. So let's say 3 cubed. That will be something you use for when you do volume next year. But yeah, that is a way to make it so that it makes it easier to write something. And there are all kinds of tools that they use, or little shortcuts that they use. Angelica, I see your hand. Did you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Was that from earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in this particular rectangle, then we had the 6 inches times 3 inches, or 3 times 6. Doesn't matter which way you go. It's going to be the same answer. So that's 6 times 3, which is 18. And then it's inches times inches, because we can multiply the 3 and the 6, but we can't multiply the inch times the inch. Okay, we can't do that. So we make it inches. So that's why we do inches squared, because what does inches squared mean? That means inches times itself 2 times. Just like the 3 times itself however many times, in this case it's squared. So that's how we write it. Any questions about that? You look a little confused there. Good, okay. Anybody else? Questions on that? All right, well, let's do one. Let's see how you guys do on it. Okay, give me the area of that rectangle. Okay, that's correct, Nathan. Hold it closer, Elijah. Your label is incorrect, Elijah. At least from what I could see, it was incorrect. I don't know if you had, there's something that that's incorrect for the label, Tejas. That's incorrect for the label, David. Yuri, hold it a little closer. That's incorrect for the label, Yuri. You guys have forgotten that thing I just taught you about the label. That's not even close, Giselle. How is 8 times 4, 25?
Hey.
It is? In Giselle,
No.
not in math. It's not. Think through, what is 8 times 4? Okay, that's correct now, Tejas. Elizabeth, hold it closer. Your label is incorrect, Angelica. Your label is incorrect, Elizabeth. Your label. Your number is right, but your label is incorrect. Angelica, you're still missing something on your label. Hold it up a little bit, up. Girl, 7 times 4 is 28, not 8 times 4. So, you really need to work on your math facts. That's something you could do this summer. Just practice your math multiplication facts. No, there you go. Now you got it, David. Now you understand. Now you got it, Yuri. Alina, your label is incorrect completely. Ella, you got your label now? Okay, so Ella, you got your label now. And Chromebook, is that Elijah, you got it correct now? Good. And who have I not gotten? I think I've gotten there. Giselle. Where are you, Giselle? Oh, there you are. All right, you got 32, and what is, can you hold it a little closer? Now to your left, there you go. No, you can't say 32 area, ma'am. Area is not a measurement. That's what you're supposed to be finding. So your label is wrong. You got the number right now, finally. Took you a little bit, but I can't see you, Sean.
What?
That's correct, Elizabeth. I said I can't see you. Turn your camera on. All right, you got that measurement, but you're missing something, Giselle. So that's the right label, except you're missing some part of that label. Remember when we're doing it, what did I tell you? I had a big old thing on the left side that I was telling you about. Block your sideways.
What?
You're sideways. Can you turn your thank you. All right, now, Schlock, I need you to hang on when we're done with class here, okay?
Okay.
I've got 3 people I need to talk to. All right, so Giselle, again, you multiply 8 centimeters times 4 centimeters. That's 32 square centimeters, remember? You gotta put the square on there because you're doing area. So we're doing squares. Remember? That's why we call it area squared, because we're doing square centimeters, in this case, square centimeters. So we're counting how many squares. So that's why we do 32 centimeters squared as our answer. But we just call it square centimeters. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. All right. So let's do another one. One more. This is a square. You still figure out the area the same way. So go ahead and give me the area. It's a square. An area of this square. Your label is wrong, Nathan.
Oh,
Yep, you keep forgetting about that one thing, don't you?
wait.
Correct, David. I like how David just gives it to me on the chat room. That makes it a lot easier. Just pops right up. That is correct, Tejas. That's correct. No, ma'am. You can't put. Don't put SQ, Elizabeth. Even though that's correct in the book, put feet and then squared. Put the little square mark. By the way, when you have like the answer here, because this is going to be 4 feet because it's a square, right? So, oops. When you have,
I already did it.
that's incorrect, Ella. You're adding, not multiplying. You got to multiply. Okay, Elizabeth, that is correct. Good. All right, correct, Alina. Correct, Schlock. All right, correct, Ella. Good, got it. And whoever Chromebook is, you got it? I think that's Elijah, right? Yeah. All right. So you got yours already? Did you already show me yours?
I put in the chat.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Let me look and see. No, there's nothing in chat. I don't think you sent it.
There. I don't know which one to. There's two, Richard Jones.
Oh, you may have done it to the other one. Let me see. Yep, I have. It's on the other one. Yep, that's correct. Except you're supposed to put it like this up here on the screen. Now, everybody look here on the screen. This 2, that's up here. That one right there. Okay? That is called superscript. All right? It's not put on the same line as everything else like it would be down there. It's put on, it's put above. That's called superscript. If you put it below, like we do for, remember in science? In science, we have, for instance, H2O, where you have it down on the bottom. That's called subscript. Okay? It's called subscript. Nazar, I need you, after class is done, which is just about done right now, I need you to hang out for a moment so I can talk to you. I've got 4 people I've got to talk to here. So, all right? But it's nice of you to show up, finally. Did you have problems getting in for some reason? Apparently his sound's not working. All right, does anybody else have any questions on anything? Does everybody understand how that works? So what's this called here?
A square.
I'm sorry, what? No, it's not squared. I just told you the name of it. I said when you have a number down.
Superscript. I mean,
No.
subscript.
Subscript is down at the bottom. Superscript is up top. This is superscript. That is subscript. So when we're doing math and we're doing square or cubed or anything like that, that is superscript that we use for that, okay? So we do 16 feet squared for this one. All right, any questions then? All right. So for the rest of you, go ahead and go, except for Yuri and Schlock. And there was one other. Hold on a second before you go, Nazar. Before anybody else goes, there's one other person that turned in some notes that all they did was basically write the exact same notes that we had written that day together. Who was that? Nathan did good notes, right? Also, there are several of you that still haven't given me your outline. Okay, that outline that you're supposed to give me about your life. That was an assignment you were supposed to do. So make sure you do that. Other than that, hold on a second. All right, so other than that, listen, the rest of you, you need to make sure you're keeping up with your work. Okay, some of you are doing a great job. Some of you, and so for those that I'm going to need to talk to, that's one of the things I need to talk to you about. Okay, all right. Otherwise, those of you that are not, the four that I mentioned, that is Ella, Yuri, Schlock, and who is the other one? Yuri, Schlock, Ella,
Nazar?
and Nazar. Yes, and Nazar left. Unbelievable. All right, the rest of you go except for those three, and I'll get a hold of Nazar. I can talk to him afterward. Bye. See you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, you three in particular. Look, you're going to hear about each other at the same time, and I'm sorry about that. Let me stop the recording, though. That way